So today I have my March TBR to share with you all. I'm really excited about it. This is the first one that I'll be doing where I only have like a handful of books as far as like my set TBR that I really want to read this month. But March is going to be the first month that I do more mood reading and not limiting myself to only the stuff that's on my TBR and potentially getting burnt out. But let's go ahead and get started because I've got a lot to talk about. Okay, so for March, I only have about 4 or 5 books that I have set that I definitely want to read. And then I do have a little handful of books that I'm thinking might pique my interest or I might slip in. I don't know, nothing's really set. You'll definitely see some books that are not in this video once March is over and you go back and watch my wrap up. So I wouldn't use this as like I'm definitely reading these, but this is more of a guideline of what I hope to end up reading, which is basically every single TBR. This is just the first time that I've actually like announced it that way. But the first book that I'm really hoping to get to, and I definitely think I will, is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is basically like a feminist version of Lord of the Flies, I think is how I've heard it described, which immediately sounds really interesting. But it's about an all-girls school that's on an island, I think. And basically this tox happens where all the girls are affected, but they start like evolving and changing in really weird ways. Like there's double spines, there's girls growing scales, there's like, it's wild. And I'm really excited about it. I hope that I really enjoy this. It is a super interesting concept and I love the cover. I also really love this. That dark green with like the rose gold is a really smart idea. And it does go really well with the dust jacket. So I'm super excited about this and definitely like one of my higher priorities for this month. Also, I'm intending on reading the 2 books that I got for my February Book of the Month Club box, and that is Woven in Moonlight and You Are Not Alone. I know virtually nothing about this besides that it's a thriller, so I don't really want to know much more about this, except for if you watched my book haul, you'll like have seen me critique this, but why is the book 2 completely different shades than this? Now, if the actual hardback, like the hardcover, had been these 2 colors, I would have been obsessed. This would have been super cool looking and I would have been super happy to carry this around without the dust jacket. But those 2 colors right there, those 2 do not align with these and it makes me mad. And then this one, not only is this a beautiful cover, but I do believe this has some like Bolivian mythology, like stories mixed in. And also, that is the cutest little llama I think I've ever seen. But anyway, I'm really excited about jumping into this because I know very little about like South American or Central American culture. And I always want to pick up more diverse reads. They are super interesting and it always makes me want to dive even further into their like history and stories and the way that they all grew up, because it's very different than the way I did, and it's always just super fun and fascinating to get to experience that in book form. I just absolutely love it. I also want to continue on in the Raven Boys series and I want to read The Dream Thieves. I don't currently have a copy of it, which is kind of killing me a little bit. I think I'm going to try and like stalk it at McKay's, or I'll try and get it from the library if I'm too impatient. But I'm really excited to see how the Raven Boys series goes, and I do think it's going to end up being one that I really enjoy, but considering that I DNF'd the Raven Boys twice, I definitely feel like I'm going to make it more of a priority to finish that series, and quickly. And then the last one in the books that I like definitely want to get to in March, I finally have a copy of the Starlight C by Erin Morgenstern. I know I read this well before this channel. The Night Circus was one of my favorite books when I read it back, gosh, 6 years ago, I think. I absolutely loved it. I do alternate my books out a lot. I do like to keep a lot, but I also sell off a lot if I like lose love in it. And if I move my head a little bit, my copy of Night Circus is right there. And that is one book that I will never get rid of. I remember just being absolutely enchanted by it. And I'm really hoping that the Starlight C is no different. Plus, this is just a gorgeous book. Like, the cover's beautiful, the like end pages are beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, you can't go wrong with how pretty this book is. And if it's even remotely as pretty as the outside is, then I'm in for a good time. The other books that I kind of just want to keep on the sidelines, just in case I'm in the middle of one of these and I'm not loving it at the current moment. I really want to get to The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I've heard so many people love this book, and I've had it for a while now. I keep looking over it and going, no, I have other books on my TBR that I could be reading. I don't need to read this one right now. It's not top priority. So I'm making it a priority, or at least an option for a priority. Another one is The Wicker King by K. Ancrum, I guess. I have literally been toying around with this book for so long. I have a Kindle copy of it. I have a Nook copy of it. I've borrowed it from the library multiple times, and now I have a physical copy of it, and there's no excuse anymore as to why I haven't read this book. I don't know, it's obnoxious. And this cover is beautiful. The story inside sounds amazing. I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet. Another one is A Map for Wrecked Girls by Jessica Taylor. This one I think is just gonna be really interesting and fun. I guess it's more like a survival story type thriller, and I just absolutely love the cover. Like, this is great, and I really just want to see what this is. Emotionally eviscerating, prepare to feel. I don't know if I'm ready to feel things. I don't really like to feel things other than like fear when I read things, but I do think this is going to be a really good one, and I definitely need to fit it in there somewhere. And then the last book is one that kind of came out of nowhere, and that is The Dust of 100 Dogs by A.S. King. The literal only reason I have this book in my hands is because it was on Book Outlet. I saw Books and Lala talk about it. She loves A.S. King. I've never read an A.S. King book before. This one was the only one that I was like, this may actually pique my interest. So I grabbed it because it was like $1.50 or something crazy like that on Book Outlet. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. But I keep putting it off, and I keep telling myself like, no, it'll come back to a better day for me to read this. I'm just gonna make that better day March. At some point during March, I really hope to read this. And I hope I like it, and I hope it opens up the world of A.S. King to me. If not, I don't really know what's gonna happen. So yeah, that is my March TBR. I have not decided on a monthly challenge for myself. February did not go as planned. February had a whole bunch of stuff going on in it. My personal life was just hectic. So the reading or challenging myself to read short stories, that didn't happen. I think I read one, and that was 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, and I loved it. Well, I loved some of the stories in it. But anyway, tell me down below what you think a good challenge would be for March. I can always include some books in here, or I could tie some books to whatever challenge you all want me to do. I do think that would be interesting to let you all decide, but just give me a couple options down below and I'll try and pick from those. Definitely comment down below if you've read any of these books. I would love to talk to you all and see kind of where you're all coming from with these. That would be super fun. And yeah, so please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!